I'm still excited by technology, but I believe, and I'm here to make the case, that we're letting it take us places that we don't want to go. Over the past 15 years, I've studied technologies of mobile communication, and I've interviewed hundreds and hundreds of people, young and old, about their plugged-in lives. And what I've found is that our little devices, those little devices in our pockets, are so psychologically powerful that they don't only change what we do, they change who we are. Some of the things we do now with our devices are things that only a few years ago we would have found odd or disturbing, but they've quickly come to seem familiar, just how we do things. So just to take some quick examples, people text or do email during corporate board meetings. They text and shop and go on Facebook during classes, during presentations, actually during all meetings. People talk to me about the important new skill of making eye contact while you're texting. People explain to me that it's hard, but that it can be done. Parents text and do email at breakfast and at dinner, while their children complain about not having their parents' full attention, but then these same children deny each other their full attention. This is a recent shot of my daughter and her friends being together while not being together.
Technology is today's modern drug for kids and teens. Daily, kids and teens on average spend 4 to 6 hours on their cell phones. This means that kids and teens spend more time interacting with people over their cell phone than they do with their friends and family that they will actually be spending time with. The amount of time that kids and teens spend outside and with their family and friends have decreased significantly.
Technology addiction is real. Why or why not?
I think technology addiction is real because there were multiple studies that have proven it, and even if looking around, you can see that everybody is always looking at their phone, and if you take somebody's phone, they feel like they need to have it again, and they kind of freak out. So certainly there are signs that people have become addicted to technology, because it also is proven that it produces serotonin in the brain when you have technology around you. So that is cause for addiction too.
Do you think technology addiction is real? Why or why not?
Yes, because there's people in class that just are fiending for their phone, and they need it to function.
Do you think technology addiction is real, and why?
Yes, I think technology addiction is real. First off, because just for an example, when they get their phones taken away at school, they have to argue about it, or they get all mad about it. But if they weren't addicted to their phones, then they would just kind of let it go. And first off, if they weren't addicted, they wouldn't be on their phones in the first place.
The pictures that you're seeing behind me are people that I visited in the last few months. And I asked them to come along with the person they communicate with most. And somebody brought a boyfriend, somebody a father. One young woman brought her grandfather. For 20 years, I've been looking at how people use channels such as email, the mobile phone, texting, etc. What we're actually going to see is that fundamentally people are communicating on a regular basis with 5, 6, 7 of their most intimate sphere. Now let's take some data. Facebook, recently some sociologists from Facebook. Facebook is, the channel that you would expect is the most enlarging of all channels. And an average user, said Cameron Marlowe from Facebook, has about 120 friends, but he actually has two-way exchanges with about 4 to 6 people on a regular basis, depending on his gender. Academic research on instant messaging also shows 100 people on buddy lists, but fundamentally people chat with 2, 3, 4, anyway less than 5. My own research on cell phones and voice calls showed that 80% of the calls are actually made to 4 people, 80%. And when you go to Skype, it's down to 2 people. A lot of sociologists actually are quite disappointed. I mean, I've been a bit disappointed sometimes when I saw this data, all this deployment just for 5 people. And some sociologists actually feel that, that it's a closure, it's a cocooning, that we're disengaging from the public. And I would like to show you that if we actually look at who is doing it and from where they're doing it, actually there's an incredible social transformation.
Do you think that there's an overuse of technology at our school?
I think definitely. I think for a lot of people, they're on their phone for like maybe even more than they're paying attention in class. I know I use my phone for a good like half of the school day, and it's just kind of hard to put away, especially when you're not really doing much in class. So I think it's not just a problem of having the phone, I think it's also what kind of stuff you're doing in class at the time. I think it needs to be more engaging and maybe more interactive. And maybe they should try and use like techniques in learning too.
Please try to spend more time off your cell phones. Thank you.